So, like I said, background when we talk about energy efficiency, we can see that the various forms of energy that we have discussed right now, the applications that are there, uh, like electrical energy or the fuels, the other thermal forms. They have various applications in our day-to-day life as well as the industrial and commercial uh, applications. In 20th century, when the fossil fuels emerged, we see that they were and they are extensively used all over the world, and currently there is no other alternative that can replace these fossil fuels at current point of time. Okay. Now, this also in turn gave a boost to all industrial, commercial, and agricultural sectors. So, usage of energy is very important in development point of view. So now, why this energy efficiency is required? As we see, when there are so many applications, there is ever increasing demand for this energy, and mainly for the fossil fuels. And now these fossil fuels are causing environmental issues. In context of India, we are very much dependent on fossil fuels. That is the oil and gas that we import, and we have to pay huge costs for this energy. So this cost and this imports, these have to be controlled, and that can be achieved by managing this demand. Or we can't say just reducing. We have to manage it. We have to optimize the demand so that the functionality is not disturbed. So this can be done by improving the energy efficiency. Now, what when we talk about energy efficiency, what is the uh, main thing that we are talking about? When some energy is given to some system, in that system we get desired output, and the rest of it is losses. Okay, like when you fill a fuel in your bike, then we use the motive power finally, and the exhaust that comes out are the losses, the heat energy, the fuel. If there is some unburned fuel, there is problem with air fuel mixtures, then these are the losses. So improving efficiency means increasing desired output and reducing the losses. So these both things together result in improving the efficiency. This efficiency can be for a equipment, a machine, or even a system, total system. Like if we take the steam system, then it comprises of boiler as well as the steam distribution system, as well as the application where the steam is being used. So this total system efficiency plays a very important role when we talk about uh, the energy conservation part. Now, how can we achieve this energy efficiency? The basic thing is selection of appropriate equipment. So, for example, when we select a pump, a very general practice is that whether 1 HP pump will work or you'll require 2 HP pump or 5 HP pump. This is the language usually people use. But as an engineer, we should know that the equipment that is being used has to deliver some volume of fluid and at certain head. So the major pump characteristics, selection of pump is dependent on the rated flow and the rated head that has to be matched with our system. So similarly, for any equipment, even for say air compressor also we'll have to check whether we require some high pressure compressor or we need a more air delivery out of it. So what is the application? Depending on the application, we have to select appropriate equipment so that it is either not overrated or it is not underrated. So it should fulfill the requirement of the system, but if it is overrated, maybe it will be more inefficient. Then selection of appropriate process. Similarly, some maybe in some processing industry or manufacturing industry, we'll have to check the flow of the raw material to product to ensure that proper amount of energy is used. Like usually in iron and steel industries, iron making is at different place and steel making is at different place. So usually when iron is extracted, it is converted to some pigments or casted to raw form, and then it is again melted in steel making. Now there are industries coming up where it is integrated steel plant, and the molten iron itself is directly taken to steel making. So similar applications are there. So this process, uh, there are challenges, but this process can be optimized and select properly to save or conserve energy. Then another part in operation is monitoring. See, where we can measure, we can control. So at various points, if we are able to measure the parameters, the input parameters, that is electrical or fuel feeding, uh, and the output parameters, which may be the mechanical parameters or the output that we are getting, the uh, the products that are being manufactured. So we have to check the energy consumption per unit production. So the measurement, monitoring of that system and controlling the system plays a very important role. So now remote monitoring systems, or in the IoT concept, Internet of Things concept, there are people installing various equipment, some controlling equipment, some measuring equipment, metering, then instrumentation is put into place, and these things are used to control the energy consumption. This in turn will improve the efficiency of the manufacturing setup also. The another very important thing is creating awareness. So if people utilizing the resources, uh, then it may be energy or material, whatever it is. If people are trained, or they are aware of what we are using, how we are using. Like I just gave the example of pump. If people know that the pump has to be selected on the basis of the flow and head required for the system, they will not just put some pump with high power rating. Okay, so this awareness, this training, some technical training, some operational behavioral training. In industries, it is very common practice that compressed air is used for cleaning the clothes. The workers, while going home, they use the compressed air to clean the clothes. So actually, this compressed air is very costly resource, a costly utility in an industry. So such things are there. So this awareness may, even in your college, at home, people may tell you switch off the lights and fans and ACs when you are not when you are leaving the room and all. So this is part of awareness. And the power quality and fuel quality parameters. Again, the better fuel or power quality, the better output it will give. Okay, so power quality, again, there are various issues. There are harmonics, there is power factor that in turn affects the quality of power. There are voltage surges. In typically in industrial areas, you can find uh, high different deviation in voltage supply. So these things are to be controlled properly so that it will not harm the equipment as well as optimize the energy use. Now again, these are some applications at various places. In industries, there are majorly furnaces, boilers, ovens, chillers, and cooling systems are there. The compressor blowers are again big consumers. Pumps are there. There are even more equipment. There are vacuum systems and all. So these things are very important in commercial spaces like malls, hotels, hospitals. You can see space cooling. Air conditioning load is about 60% of the total electrical load that they have. So these things are to be controlled. Lighting, not only in commercial, lighting is seen everywhere. Um, the part of means the percentage of the energy consumed is quite less. So lighting is usually neglected, but it is very important part. There is huge scope of energy efficiency improvement in lighting systems. In residential, yes, you can see there are air conditioning systems, water pumping, lifts, lighting, water heating, air conditioning, water heating, and refrigerations. These are the energy guzzlers in residential systems. Now, how the government has addressed these energy efficiency issues? There are legal and institutional provisions for achieving energy efficiency. For this, in 2001, the Energy Conservation Act was formed, and uh, uh, under this Energy Conservation Act, the Bureau of Energy Efficiency was established, which control all the activities related to this energy efficiency part. Now there was a national action plan on climate change. So as I told, the drives for energy efficiency are saving the energy cost as well as addressing the climate change issues. So there was NAPCC, National Action Plan on Climate Change, that was formed, and under it there were about 8 national missions that were established. One of which was National Mission for Enhanced Energy Efficiency. It is NMEEE. It is called NMEEE. These are some activities under Energy Conservation Act that the Indian government has formed, in which this you know all the standard and labeling program, all the refrigerators, ACs. These are having these star ratings: 1 star, 2 star, 5 star. It depends on how efficient the equipment is, right? This ECBC, Energy Conservation Building Code, is being implemented for energy efficiency, mainly commercial buildings and all. Then this PAT, these first three are in major, they are implemented they are being implemented uh, with top priority. This PAT mechanism, perform, achieve, and trade, is for a huge energy consuming industrial sector. So, perform, achieve, and trade means there are some big industries like iron and steel industry, cement industry, some textile industries, then aluminum industries. These industries are shortlisted, and they are given targets. There's a baseline audit done on which there is this energy consumption per unit production. So it is evaluated, and they are given targets for reducing that specific energy consumption. That is the energy consumption per unit production. So every industry is given target like 2% reduction, 3% reduction in specific energy consumption, and then they have to act on it, and within the given 3 years time they have to reduce their energy consumption, for which they are given energy certificates, energy conservation certificate. So if some industry achieves overachieves the target, then they get the certificates. And if some industry uh, cannot achieve the target, then they have to buy those e-certificates, e-certs from other industries. So there is a trading platform. So first thing they have to perform, they have to match the targets given for energy efficiency. They have to achieve them, and if they are not able to achieve, they have to trade. Or if they overachieve, they have to sell the e-certs. Okay, so there is a mechanism. Similarly, other programs are there that are being implemented under the NMEEE. So eventually, who is going to benefit from all this? Uh, at industrial level, they have reduced energy bills. Like I said, the business part, it is very important to reduce the energy cost. They have, so in turn, they become more competitive. They can uh, sell their products at competitive prices. They have better productivity. They have better quality, because when you are controlling the utilities, the losses in utilities, in turn, your quality also improves. And at the end, you have increased profits. At nation point of view, you have reduced energy imports, then avoid cost can be used for poverty reduction. The conservation of limited resources is achieved, and energy security is surely improved. At the global level, uh, they are mainly the environmental things, reduced greenhouse gas emissions, and sustainability of environment. So at various levels, we have various benefits of uh, achieving the energy efficiency. Okay. So this is all I think. This is the presentation I wanted to share. So if you have any questions, I would like to welcome the questions.
Uh, okay, students, one by one, you can turn on your audio and ask. And if you put it in the comments box, then also we will cover it. So both the ways options are available. Use it.
Some question.
Here in the comment box, sir, there is one question asked by the Palash Joshi.
Yes.
The question is: energy efficiency and machine efficiencies are same. So
Machine.
he want to know something about the similarities of that energy efficiency and machine efficiency.
Okay, there is a yes. When we talk about energy efficiency and machine efficiency, there is a thin line between these two. See, machine efficiency can be seen in various machine, or we can say a plant efficiency. Yes, overall, it is related to all the input resources to the output that we get, right? So energy efficiency is one of the part of the machine efficiency or plant efficiency, because energy is one of the resources that is going in. When we also talk about the material that is being used, the human resource, so all these resources we have to consider